Good morning again, everyone. And Accountancy 12th class, Chapter 8, Accounting for Share Capital. Our last topic was oversubscription. Three type of subscription I told you: full subscription, under subscription, and oversubscription, and how to tackle the oversubscription. Three cases I told you there: rejection, when the extra received applications were completely rejected; then the pro rata allotment, when shares are issued in a ratio, no shareholder is disappointed. Third is the combination of first two methods. It means a part of received application is rejected, and to the other part, shares are issued in a ratio in pro rata. Okay. So the next topic or today's topic is calls in arrear. Calls in arrears means I told you that the shares can be issued in two manners, in lump sum or in installment. So first point to be noted here, calls in arrear topic will be there only when shares are issued in installments, not in lump sum. Lump sum means the whole of the money is paid along with the application. And calls in arrear means installment means the whole of the face value is divided in different installments, and there is a separate different name for each installment. Like first installment is known as application, second installment is known as allotment, then first call, and so on, second call, and one last call will be known as final call. There may be as many number of calls as the company wants, but mostly there may be two calls in the numericals: first call and second call will be the final call. Okay. So there is always a time gap in between different installments. I told you earlier also. This time gap is already decided at the time of issue of shares, that when the next call will be demanded. Like, and it must be given in the question. If not, then you are not going to use the date column. So suppose just after 2 months we have demanded for allotment. So company needs to give a time period within which a shareholder is supposed to pay the allotment money. Maybe this time period is 15 days. Suppose on 1st April, company has made a demand for the allotment money, and it has given 15 days time period. It means till 15th April, the shareholders are required to pay the allotment money. Okay. But suppose after 15th April, there is a shareholder who was having 500 shares, has not paid the allotment money due to any of the reason. Maybe he was not having sufficient money to pay for the allotment. And after, so that money which he is unable to pay within that given time period is known as calls in arrear. So it means allotment money will be transferred to calls in arrear. That money he can pay with another call, suppose that or whenever he will be having the money. But for this delay, it means he has become defaulter, and for this delay he has to pay the interest amount. He has to pay a penalty. That penalty is known as interest amount, because if there is no penalty or no interest, then no shareholder will be giving money on time. Each and every shareholder will be taking time in paying. Whenever they will be having their money, they will be making the payment without any time boundation. So that's why a penalty is imposed when any defaulter shareholder is there. Defaulter shareholder means he was not able to pay the certain call on time. Then a penalty money will be imposed on him. That penalty is known as interest on calls in arrear. Okay. So first, call scenario, 1 marker question, meaning if a shareholder does not pay the call amount due on allotment or any on call. It may happen that the shareholder has paid the application money, he has also paid the allotment money, but when the company has made first call, then at that time he was not having money. So he has not paid the first call. Then after 2 months, the company has made the second call due. At that time also he was not having money. So all the money which he has not paid due to any of the reason will be transferred to an account. That account is known as calls in arrear. Calls in arrear. So shareholder is supposed to pay this amount in future along with interest. This is the unpaid call. So could you please tell me what is the nature of calls in arrear account from company's point of view? Nature means nature of account, like asset account, liability account, capital account, income account, expense account. Company will be receiving this amount in the near future. Yes, very good, Shaksham. Very good. Anmol, yes, very good. Yes, Naman Jain, I am unmuting you. Could you please tell me? Many students have given me answer. Nature of calls in arrear
Yes,
account.
ma'am.
Yes, what is the nature?
मैम
If
कॉल
you
मैम इसका
nature means
थोड़ा
5 type of nature we have already studied in 11th class: asset account, liabilities account, capital account, revenues and expenses account. So company is going to receive in future, going to receive. So
मैम वो asset account हो गया.
very good. Yes, Shubhangi, how it could be revenue? Revenue means we have received. Sale, if we have made sale on cash basis, so the amount whatever we are going to receive will be known as sales revenue. So revenue means the amount which we have received. Okay, so it is a asset account, an asset account. Okay, because it is just like accrued incomes, due but not received. We can say it is actually not accrued income, but for understanding purpose, we can say that it is just like accrued income, due but not received. The company has made due all the calls, but there were certain number of shareholders who were not able to pay the call on time. So the interest will be calculated. As I told you that there is a penalty for the defaulter shareholders, and this penalty is known as interest on calls in arrear. So company is authorized. This can be also the another one marker question about the rate of interest. Company is authorized by its articles of association, AOA, articles of association, that it may charge rate of interest at the specified rate on calls in arrear. And how the time period will be calculated? Suppose the last date of paying the first call was 15th April, and the shareholder has paid this money on 15th August. He was supposed to pay on 15th April, but he had paid on 15th August. So please, could you please tell me for what time period the interest will be charged from him? Now, whenever in future he will be making payment of calls in arrear, then he has to pay along with interest. Yes, I am waiting for your answer. For what time? Yes, yes, very good. Everyone has given me correct answer. 4 months. Very good. How 4 months? 15th April, you will start from 15th April to 15th August. Very good. So the later he will be making the payment, the more interest he has to pay. So this is a penalty for him. Now let's talk about the interest on calls in arrear. Okay, so I told you that company can charge any interest which is mentioned in its articles of association. You all know that articles of associations are the internal rules and regulation of the company. But suppose the articles of association is silent about this clause, then Table F of the Companies Act 2013 shall apply, which provides for interest on calls in arrear at the rate of 10% per annum. Okay. If the rate is mentioned in the Articles of Association, then we are going to consider that. If not, the Articles of Association are silent, then the company needs to follow Table F. You all know that Table F. What is Table F? Table F is the model set of 99 set of Articles of Association, and the company can adopt any set. Okay, so calls in arrear, interest rate is 10%. This is only the one marker question, and one important thing I want to tell you here, that interest on calls in arrear numerically is not in your syllabus. Theoretically, it can come in syllabus just in one marker question, that what is the rate of interest on calls in arrear, but not numerically. It will be coming how to calculate the interest, and just passing the journal entries for interest. This will be not coming in your exam. Okay. So am I clear till here? Meaning of calls in arrear and just the rate of interest in calls in arrear. So you told me that nature of call scenario. Why I was asking the nature of call scenario? Because for passing the journal entry, we must know the nature of account, because only then we will be able to debit it or credit it on the basis of nature of account. So the next topic is accounting of call scenario. Accounting means how the journal entries will be passed and what will be the procedure to post them. Okay, so there are two methods of accounting of call scenario. I will be telling you both, but you will be doing only one, because keeping in mind both, I will not suggest that you should keep in mind both the methods while doing the numerical, because you may get confused. So understand both, but you will be following only one. First method. In first method, we will be not opening call scenario account. Okay, suppose the question says this is a question, I'm reading it. Under this method, amount not received from the shareholder is not transferred to call scenario account. It means we will be not showing call scenario account at all in the journal entry. We need not to open the call scenario account. Okay, so how it is treated? Like first call money of rupees 2 per share on 2000 share is called, but out of this first call money on 9500 shares is received. So here in this question, no entries will be done for application and allotment. Only the call money amount is told to us. So we are going to pass just two entries related to call. First entry making the call due. You can see that first call money is 2 and the number of share is 10,000. Okay. So when we will be making the call money due, the entry will be share first call account debit to share capital account 10,000 into 2, which is equal to 20,000. This is the normal entry which we have done many times. Nothing is new. Now in bank, this you have made due. Remember that whenever there is a calls in arrear, there will be no effect on the first entry, or we can say on the due entry, because at the time of call making due, we are sending letters, call letters to all the shareholders. We are demanding money from whole of the shareholders, because we don't know that who is going to pay and who is not going to pay. So we are informing all the shareholders. Okay, so due call will be made with the complete number of shares. In second call, the shareholders, when the money we will be receiving, what the shareholders will be doing? They will be just depositing the call money in the company's bank account. So on the last day, suppose the last day of the paying the call money was the 15th April. So on the last day, company will check his bank account and it will be passing a entry, only one entry. So that is the bank account debit to share first call, but it will be passing the entry only with the amount which it is actually received. Okay, the amount which the company has actually received, with that amount the entry will be passed. You can see the entry are, both the entries are same, but here you can see that the entry is passed with, the first entry is passed with the 20,000, because the number of share is 10,000 and the call money is 2, and the second entry will be passed with 9500. Why 9500? Because a shareholder who was having share 500 has not paid the call. Indirectly, this 9500 mean this. It is not directly written in the question. So what is written in the question? First call money on 95 share is received. What does it mean? We were supposed to receive on 10,000, but we have received on 9500. It means on 500 there is a call sign error, and we are doing method 1. So I am not opening here call sign error account. So this entry will be passed by 9500 into 2, which is equal to 19,000. Now, if you have understood journal, then I don't think there will be any problem in doing the ledger, because you all know how to post. So here you have prepared share first call account and you have just done the posting on the debit side to share capital 20,000, on the credit side 19,000. So 1,000 is the balance left. I told you, once you have opened an account, then account will be closed, but it cannot be closed. So this balance is showing, this account is showing a balance. Why it cannot be closed? Because a shareholder, maybe one or two shareholder are there who have not paid the money. So whenever in future they will be making the payment, then the same second entry will be passed, bank account debit to share first call with the balance 1000. Then automatically this account will be closed. So you can see that in both the entries we have not opened a new account, that is the calls in arrear account. This is first method. Second method, yes, please tell me, is this clear? No change is there. Whatever the entries you have already done, we have just done the same entries. Only the bank entry is reduced. Yes, tell me please. Is it clear? Only the bank entry will be reduced. In bank, actually, the money received actually will be going. Calls in arrear amount cannot be going to the bank. Okay, both the entries are same. Now, second method, by opening calls in arrear account. So how the question solution will change, just try to understand. First entry will remain same, you can see from the solution. Share first call account debit to share capital. Application allotment entries will remain same. Calls in arrear will be affecting the call which is not received only, not the whole of the question. So its treatment will be done only with the call which is not received. If allotment is not received, then the same treatment will be done with allotment. If first call is not received, then first call. If a shareholder has paid application money, allotment money, and first call money, then the question is not affected till first call. But when the company made final call, then he was not able to pay the final call. Then the calls in arrear entry will be affecting only in the last two entries. So please tell me whether you people are able to understand whatever I am explaining here. Calls in arrear will not be affecting the whole of the question. It will be affecting only the part of the question. Yes, yes, I'm going to tell you, Nishtha. Till now, I have not explained next two entries, beta. So, share first call is the first entry. So, you can see that in the first method, also share first call account debit to share capital 20,000. And in the next method also, the first entry will remain same. There is no change. So, in the second entry, bank account debit to share first call. Again, the same entry, 19,000 we have received. You can see that same entry. Now we will be opening a new account, that is the calls in arrear account. And I think now you must have understood that why I have asked the nature of calls in arrear account. Nature of calls in arrear account is asset. So our assets are increasing. So whenever asset increases, it is debited. So that's why calls in arrear account is debited here. Calls in arrear account is debited here. And to share first call account 1000. And I will suggest you not to pass these three entry. Just combine the last two entry. So it will be easy for you people, because we have learned that the account with which amount it is opened, it will be closed with the same account. So how we can combine these two entries? Bank account debit 19,000, because this is the amount which we have received in bank. Then calls in arrear account debit. Calls in arrear means the amount which we have not received. So here you can show in multiplication 500 into 2, 1000. And share first call account debit 20,000. You can see that the account of share first call was opened with 20,000 and it is also closed with 20,000. And calls in arrear will be shown in the balance sheet on the asset side in other current assets. Major head current assets, and this is the presentation of calls in arrear. It can be also asked in one marker question ki what is the treatment of calls in arrear in balance sheet. So the major head is current asset and the subhead is other current asset. So calls in arrear in current assets, or directly it can be subtracted from the share capital, that I will be telling you when we will be doing the balance sheet showing the share capital. Okay, so calls in arrear account debit to share first call. Okay, so combined entry you need to pass. Again, only two entry will be there. First entry for making due the first call, and second entry for receiving the call money and also stating the calls in arrear account debit. So in first method, no calls in arrear account is opened. Like here, you can see that calls in arrear account is not opened. And in second method, calls in arrear account is always opened with the bank entry. Okay, and also try to pass only the combined entry, not the individual entries, because in individual entries you may confused. Okay, so please tell me, am I clear? If yes, then we can continue with the numerical, one more numerical. Yes, I am waiting for your answer. So you, everything is same. I told you earlier also that nothing is new in this chapter, that whatever the entries, basic entries you have done in the beginning, in whole of the chapters, those entry will be done. Only with little bit changes. So here what is changed? The calls in arrear account. Okay. And I will suggest you, out of these two available method, always follow the second method. Because in journal we have understood that the debit must be equal to credit and the account which is opened, so it must be closed with the same account, so there will be no confusion, and the calls in arrear concept will be clearly fixed in your mind if you are using second method. So we have to always show calls in arrear account. Okay, share capital minus कर देंगे. Okay, with the disclosure in calls in arrear, so use this approach only, don't show it in asset side. So you have to deduct it from share capital, and that we will be doing when I will be explaining this topic. Okay, so this was the entry when we have not received the calls in arrear. Now suppose I'm not showing you the next topic because you all know how to make journal, so you are going to make the journal yourself. Now suppose the shareholder who has not paid the calls in arrear, after 2 months, he has paid that calls in arrear amount. After 2 months. So could you please make up the entry? What will be the entry for receiving the calls in arrear account? Calls in arrear account is opened. Now we are going to receive this amount. After 2 months, we have received this amount. Yes, please tell me. What could be the entry? Very good. Very good, Anirudh. I was not expecting this answer from you, but very good. Keep it up. Yes. Please tell me. Yes, very good. Harshita, Mitali, Nishtha, Shubhangi. Very good. Good understanding, everyone. Vaibhav, Varun. Yes, because calls in arrear account is opened with a purpose. What is the purpose? It will remain open until we are not receiving this amount. So this account will be closed when we will be receiving the amount. Okay, so to close any account, we have to revert it. If it is debited, then it will be credited. If it is credited, then it will be debited. No, Saksham, first call will not be involved, because you can see, Saksham, that first call is opened with 20,000 and it is closed with 20,000. So there is no more amount in first call. Yes, rest everyone has given me correct answer. You are receiving the money. So whenever you are receiving the money, your bank account will be increasing. So what entry you are going to pass? Yes, this entry. Bank account debit to calls in arrear. Bank account debit to calls in arrear. This entry will be passed whenever you are going to receive the amount. Okay. बैंक अकाउंट डेबिट टू कॉल्स इन एरियर, और जब आप रिसीव नहीं कर रहे हो, देन कॉल्स इन एरियर अकाउंट विल बी डेबिटेड इन द बैंक एंट्री of the call which is not received. Please tell me, am I clear? If yes, then we will be doing a numerical based on calls in area. Yes. Okay, so you can start with this numerical. Wait a minute, not this. Yes, this numerical. You can start example number 27. I am reading. Okay, I am unmuting any one of you to read. Yes, Thira, I have unmuted you. Thira?
Yes, ma'am.
Start reading question number 27, and you please start making your tables so that there is no need to read the question again. It will be definitely saving your time. Start reading, beta.
Benetech Limited had an authorized capital of 12,50,000 divided into 12,500 shares of 100 rupees each. The company issued 10,000 share payable as 25 rupees on application, rupees 25 on allotment, rupees 30 on first call, and rupees 20 on second and final call. All the shares were subscribed, allotment was made, and the money was duly received, except the second and final call on 500 shares, which is transferred to calls in arrear account, pass journal entries, prepare share capital account, and show how share capital will appear in the balance sheet.
Yes, very good. So here balance sheet we have not discussed till now. So you have to just pass the journal entries. Authorized capital means the total capital which a company can issue during its lifetime. And the number of authorized capital share is 12,500 and 100 rupees each. This is the face value. I'm just explaining the question. Then out of this, 10,000 shares are issued. So 12,500 is of no use. We have to do the question with the issued shares, 10,000 shares. And you have to make the table. The shares are issued in different installments. Application 25, allotment 25, first call 30, and second and final call 30. Then you have to check the summation of both all the installments. It must be equal to 100. All the shares were subscribed. It means full subscription case is there, not the under subscription, not the over subscription. All the shares were subscribed means case of full subscription. So allotment was made. So after application, we have also made the allotment and money was duly received. What does it mean? It means till allotment, there was no problem. There was no call scenario. So first 4 entry you will be doing normally, except the second and final call on 500 shares. What does it mean? It means on first call also there was no problem. It means first 6 entry, 2 entry for application, 2 for allotment, 2 for first call. We are going to pass normal entries without any oversubscription case and without any call scenario. But it is clearly mentioned in the question that except the second and final call on 500. It means there was a call scenario on second call, number of share is 500, which is transferred to call in arrear account means you have to open call in arrear means second method you have to follow. So I suggest you to follow every time second method. So just pass the 8 entries fast. 4 minutes you have for passing these 8 entries. So after that I will be unmuting any of you and you have to tell the entries. So take your time. I am waiting for that. And in between, if you are having any doubts, you can discuss with me regarding this question. Make the table. First, pass the first 2 entries regarding application. First 2 entries. If anyone has done first 2 entries, just raise your hand or write in chat. I will unmute that student. Yes, write in chat. If you have done first 2 entries, this is a very simple question. Okay, Divya, you have done very good, Divya. So just tell first 2 entries to everyone, Divya. I have unmuted you, beta. Yes, Varun,
Yes, ma'am.
Mitali, very good.
Ma'am,
Yes.
first entry is bank account to share application amount, and it is debited with 2,50,000 and also credited with 2,50,000.
Very good. What about the second
And
entry?
share application account to share capital account, it is also debited and credited with 2,50,000.
Very good. So you all can very good, Shubhangi, if you have done complete question. Very good speed, beta. Maintain this speed. Yes. So I'm giving 2 more minutes for doing the rest entries. Yes, Mitali, I am unmuting you for the next 2 entries.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. हाँ जी बेटा बोलो.
Share allotment account debit to share capital 25 into 10,000.
Okay, very good. Next.
And next entry is bank account debit to share allotment account 2,50,000.
Very good. It's a very simple question. So you must have done 4 entries, everyone. Next two entries. So who wants to tell next 2 entries? Some students have completed the whole question. Very good. Yes, Jatin, would you like to tell? Jatin, would you like to tell? Say yes or no in chat box. Kunal, would you like to tell the next 2 entries? First call. Yeah. Some students are ever ready and some students are never ready. Yes, Shubhangi, I am unmuting you. Wait for a minute, beta. Yes, Shubhangi, I have unmuted you. Vaibhav, very good.
Yes.
Saksham,
Yes,
very
ma'am.
good. You are also ready every time, Saksham. Next 2 entries, Shubhangi, you can tell. First call.
Yes, ma'am. First call account debit to share capital account 3 lakh.
Hmm.
Bank account to first call account debit 3 lakh.
Very good. Yes, Shubhangi.
Final.
Next, no need to tell next entry. I am unmuting some another one student. Yes,
Okay, ma'am.
Vaibhav, I am going to unmute you.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, next 2
Ma'am,
entries.
second call and final second and final call account debit to share capital
Very good.
2,50,000,
Very good.
and bank account debit call in arrear account debit to share share second and final call amount 2,40,000, 10,000 and 2,50,000.
How 2,40,000? Wait a minute. The
Calculation
second.
mistake, I think.
Okay, no problem. Yes, Shubhangi, you tell again. Yes, Shubhangi. Okay, Toshit, you tell. Toshit, if you have done.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Yes.
Shubhangi.
Share second.
Yes.
Bolo.
हाँ बोलो बेटा.
Share second and final call account debit to share capital 2 lakh. And second entry will be bank account debit to share second and final call 1,90,000. Third entry will be calls in arrears account debit to share and